Around 90 million years ago, the vast expanse of ice, named Antarctica, used to be a lush green swampy temperate forest. Just like the rainforests in New Zealand today. Yes, plants and animals could survive there peacefully without any human intervention. But, a rainforest in Antarctica is not as easy as you think. There is a problem. The problem is that, due to the tilt of the Earth, there is a period of 4 long months that prevail without sunlight. But, the amazing thing is that the rainforest used to thrive even in such unfavorable conditions without sunlight. What if this ancient rainforest decided that it was time to make a comeback? In this video we will be looking what would happen if Antarctica were a rainforest. Spoiler alert, even if there will be millions of trees in the vast continent, it would be a devastating disaster for the human race. Anyway, let's get started. Rainforests are the oldest living ecosystems on land and get increasingly complex as they get diverse. They are home to around half of the world's plant and animal species. Not to forget, add the fungi too. All these organisms live on just 6% of the entire Earth's surface. Just 10 square kilometers of rainforest can contain 1,500 flowering plant species, 750 tree species, 400 species of birds, a couple of mammal species, 150 species of butterflies and countless fishes. On the other hand, Antarctica has an area of 14 million square kilometers, which is 1.4 times the area of the entire European continent and almost twice the size of Australia. Therefore, Antarctica is larger than 2 continents on Earth. To be frank, Antarctica is larger than all of European countries along with India put together. It is half as big as the USA and 50 times as big as UK. What would happen if the cold frozen patch of land was a lush green rainforest? If Antarctica was a rainforest, it would be a host to lots and lots of plants and trees. These trees could take in most of the world's carbon dioxide emissions. This would help us in our fight against climate change. But still, a man's greed would never end. There would be lots of resources from these rainforests to exploit. More wood for buildings and furniture, more rubber, latex, gum, and dyes for industries, more herbs for medicine, and not to mention, more land area for us to exploit. And let's not forget our favorite chocolates. But this Antarctic rainforest could contribute a lot to science and research. It could give us acres of uncharted territory to explore. Because, in the Amazon rainforest alone, a new species is discovered every other day. If this is the case, what could be dwelling and hiding in an Antarctic rainforest for us to explore? This may sound awesome, but remember, there is nothing in the world with only advantages. This too has a downside. By exploiting these resources for industries, the carbon dioxide emissions would rise drastically at an alarming rate. We all know that carbon dioxide increases the global temperature of the Earth. So, this rainforest in Antarctica would be a bad idea if humans intervene. Would this be a good idea if humans don't intervene? No, not at all. Because when Antarctica is doing a green makeover, there would be a loss of substantial volumes of ice. This can lead to 2 serious problems. Number 1, we know that white surfaces reflect light, while black surfaces absorb light. That's why a hole that absorbs light is called a black hole. Back to the topic, there would be less white surface on Earth to reflect sunlight and more darker surfaces to absorb sunlight. This would lead to soaring temperatures of the Earth. This is the first drawback. This loss of substantial volumes of ice wouldn't disappear anywhere, it has to go somewhere. So, all ice in the poles would melt. Along with that, there are glaciers in other places as well. This is the second drawback. This melting ice would result in the rise of sea level to up to 60 meters or 200 feet, and most low-lying regions and islands would sink. So, most small islands in Asia Pacific, Countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Philippines, Maldives, parts of Madagascar etc. and many important islands like Florida, Central China, Amazon basin etc. would be swallowed by water. The only good news in this is that, the next coronavirus won't come from Central China. Jokes apart, this would result in the displacement of between 1 and 2 billion people. Wait. Wouldn't the carbon dioxide taken in the trees and the rainforest compensate the rising temperatures? The answer is unknown. Yes, we really don't know the answer to this question. Current studies haven't been able to come out with an answer to this question. But, didn't I tell you that humans are greedy? We are now thinking only about ourselves. What would happen to the plant and animal species that inhabit the poles? This could lead to the condition that we would have a chance to see only their fossils carefully preserved in museums. Are the problems over? No. Our ocean currents would be disrupted due to invasion of water. How would that affect us? Well, this shift in ocean currents would mess up our weather patterns. This could lead to various changes. If ice turns into a forest, it would lead to fields turning into deserts, deserts turning into flooded plains, etc. We can only imagine where these effects could be felt. That's because of how complex the Earth's weather system is. So, now say, do you want Antarctica to become a rainforest? Not at all. Right? But sadly this is happening. Climate change is turning Antarctica green. If we don't limit our greenhouse gas emissions, our planet would continue to heat up. And ice is going to melt. And it is possible that, eventually, we could turn Antarctica into a green continent. See, I completed a science video with a social message. This is called social science. Jokes apart, you now know that turning a frozen piece of land into a rainforest is a bad idea. What if we could turn a scorching hot desert into a rainforest? Let's see in another video. Till then stay connected to my channel. Thank you. Bye. Cheers.